will show you our English speech contest. We have 6 students who won and advanced to the finalists. This year, themes are My Dream, SDGs, and COVID-19. Even though finalists didn't have much time to practice due to this COVID-19 situation, they put their all into this competition.
Now let's go and see who we got here. Enjoy!
One day, my homeroom teacher talked us about coronavirus. Then he said the scariest of coronavirus is its after effects, and I got interested in them. So I'll talk about the after effects of coronavirus. According to a certain study, about 30% of people who recovered from coronavirus may suffer from its after effects. And the after effects afflict not only the elderly, but also young people, including teenagers. There are many types of after effects, but I want to take taste disorders for example. Although it has nothing to do with coronavirus, my teacher said that he had a taste disorder when he was a university student. I heard that he couldn't taste anything of delicious food and drink at all. And he couldn't have meals happily. If you can't have meals happily, what do you think? Naturally, I think you don't like that. As this example, you may not be able to do the natural things due to the after effects. It's important to be careful of the virus even if you're junior high school students. Let's wash hands and wear face masks to prevent coronavirus. Thank you.
What has changed around in this past year? Events were canceled, the Olympic was postponed, we couldn't go to school and had to take online classes. Why did our life change so much? People are scared of the coronavirus. Newspapers and TV show that the number of this virus's patients rise by the day, and the fact that 2.2 million people have died says that this disease can be fatal. Because illnesses are often invisible to your eyes, they're hard to avoid. And without vaccines, the fear of the illnesses boosts up to another level. However, there are millions of people who are still unable to get necessary vaccination. For example, in rural areas and conflict zones in Southern Africa and Southeast Asia, diseases like tuberculosis, measles, and polio are big, yet many people can't get vaccines for those. This is because the government cannot afford foreign-made vaccines for the entire population. Let's take a look at tuberculosis, for example. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease mostly found in the lungs. It causes coughing and a slight fever. In 2018, Southern Africa and Southeast Asia had more than 300 in 100,000 people infected by this disease. Meanwhile, in Japan and South Korea, less than 24 in 100,000 people were infected in the same year. To people living in countries with many diseases, vaccines are very important. So, organizations such as UNICEF and WHO go to low-income countries and give out free vaccinations to people. Yet, despite their efforts, they are still unable to vaccinate every person in need. Considering such situation in Southern Africa and Southeast Asia, when will the people there get vaccinated for COVID-19? It may take months, even years. If so, they would have to go through great fear and pain much longer than we felt this past year. To help those people, UNICEF asks for donations and uses the money for vaccinations. By donating 150 yen, UNICEF can vaccinate one person. So, if each student in our school donated 150 yen, we can help about 771 people. We can help those people and also prevent diseases from traveling overseas by donating money. I think that supporting organizations can make a great impact, and so is also a great way of changing the world. Thank you for listening.
Do you think junior high school students like us can achieve the SDGs? SDGs means Sustainable Development Goals. They were made by United Nations Summit in 2015. I think SDGs are opportunities to think about how to save the earth. Some might think it's difficult for us to achieve them, but I think we can do it during the corona pandemic. Although corona pandemic has reduced a lot of things what we can do, there is one thing what we can do with corona pandemic. It is to discuss SDGs with many people all over the world through online events. I have 3 reasons why online events are good and why junior high school students can achieve them. First, we can discuss with a variety of people. In my experience, I held 2 online events and joined 32 events. I have met former Prime Minister Naoto Kan and a famous vegan chef and the UN staff and so on. I have discussed SDGs with them. It became a very good experience for me. Second, it is free to discuss. I think it's easy for junior high school students to join free events. Offline events usually cost transportation and rental space fees. For example, it costs an average of 90,000 yen to rent a one-day event space in Tokyo, but online events can save that money. Third, young people have more flexible ideas and are more familiar with internet technology than adults. And junior high school students don't know the reality of the society very well, so they can come up with wacky ideas that seem impossible at first glance. The flexible ideas can achieve the SDGs. For these reasons, I recommend joining online events. It is a lot of fun. You can join them easily from Facebook or PTX. If you want to know more, feel free to ask me. I'm in 3-1 class or pool building. Thank you for listening.
There will not be any classes for a few months. When I first heard that exact word from the governor, I was very astonished. Many thoughts have gone through my mind. Oh, then I won't have to wake up extremely early. Oh, then I won't have to take any classes. Oh, then I won't have to face my new classmates for a while. But all of those thinkings have been crushed when I first heard the word online classes. At first, that word sounded really deadly to me because I didn't want to wake up extremely early, take any classes, nor face my new friends. But now I'm really thankful to online classes. Why do you think that? Today I'd like to talk about 2 reasons why I think online classes have really helped us through this situation. The first reason I think online classes have really helped us through this situation is that if we didn't have online classes, then we will have to catch up with the learning a few times quicker than the normal learning program to fill in the gap. It will be a huge burden for many of us students, including me, since we will have to learn new things quicker and we will have to remember and understand every single bit of the important points. But because we have the online classes, we won't have to worry about that. There is some points that are different from normal classes face to face, but we won't fall behind on class and we can still get proper education every day. The second reason that I think online classes have really helped us through this situation is that it will be a very hard time for us students getting used to the normal schedule with the requirement of coming to the school if we didn't have any online classes. It's just like after a really long break. You have to get used to waking up earlier than usual when going to school. Me, myself, have an habit if there are days off, that I usually relax. So I usually wake up extra late, probably over a few hours. So I think it's better for us night owls to have online classes. We can get better with our time management, and online classes are just there to save you from being late to class. In conclusion, the situation that we're facing with coronavirus are sometimes hard to face, but the technologies have helped us through the situation. We used to live normally, but all of those days have been vanished because of coronavirus. We try our best using and introducing new technologies for us. I think this is a lesson from God to us to try and make an attempt to try new things.
Do you have a dream? For example, to be a doctor to help people in need, or to be a teacher to teach students? I have a dream too. My dream is to enter JAXA. I was always interested in the universe when I entered elementary school. I always thought there were things outside of the universe, and I often imagined the universe in my dreams. When I moved to Japan, I read a book about a person who tries knowing the question of the universe. After reading it, I noticed it is what I want to do. So first, I used my free time to write some rocket pictures and show them to my friends. Before I entered Sakai Higashi Junior High School, I read Santai that is written by a famous writer in China. It was a lot of fun. Until I read Santai, I hardly know anything about the universe. After I entered Sakai Higashi Junior High School, little by little, I began to think about my dreams seriously. Last summer, I was looking for a book to write a book report about the universe. At last, I found a book written by D.R. Hawking. I found the universe. It has unlimited potential from the book. Then I had trouble writing my 20 years later resume too. Suddenly, I remembered I had heard a speech from someone at JAXA on job day. I thought it is close to my dream and decided to enter JAXA. Now, everyone has to stay home and older people have no job. Although many people have trouble fighting corona, if you have a dream, all you have to do is try hard. I'll never give up my dream too. Thank you for listening.
In some parts of the world, students are going to school every day. It's their normal life. But in other parts of the world, we are starving for education. This is one of Malala's quotes, who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014. Not all children around the world are educated. Today, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on achieving quality education, which is one of the goals of the SDGs. According to UNICEF, 1 in 5 children in the world can't go to school. Without access to quality education, people will not develop the knowledge to live a good life, so they fall into poverty. This undermines the people's spirits, and conflict may begin. We must stop this negative chain reaction. To create a conducive environment, 4 things are needed: study materials, facilities, school systems, and teachers. So, what can we do as students? We can ask ourselves, do I have any unused or spare study materials? Let's set up a box at our school where we can easily donate these school supplies. Then, we can send them to less privileged children through an educational donation organization. And I want adults to also consider how to contribute to helping children. First of all, adults can help to maintain school facilities. Second, the creation of a school lunch system for hungry children. Finally, we need to put more effort into education for people in developing countries to become teachers. These plans will continue to produce results if we keep at it. Continuity is the father of success. I'd like to say one last thing. I'm an ordinary 15-year-old who is afraid of making mistakes. But at school, I learned that failure leads to success. So I thought I had to take action to achieve the targets of the SDGs. Education. Education is important for changing children's ways of thinking and also their lives. I believe in equal education for all children. Thank you.